Imagine early humans. Picture them in your mind, living in a world vastly different from our own. Small groups seeking shelter and sustenance, moving through the landscape in search of food and safety. They found it in fertile valleys near rivers. These locations provided not just water, but also rich soil for growing plants and an abundance of wildlife. Life was simple. Huts made of mud and wood dotted the landscape, offering basic protection from the elements. Survival was the driving force. Every day was a struggle to find enough food and stay safe from predators. But from these humble beginnings, the seeds of cities were sown. These early settlements were the first steps towards more complex societies. These early settlements were small, intimate. Everyone knew their neighbor and they relied on each other for survival. Their lives intertwined with the rhythms of nature. They farmed, fished, and gathered what they needed from the land around them. Food came from the surrounding land. They learned to cultivate crops and domesticate animals, ensuring a more reliable food supply. The change of seasons dictated their activities. Planting, harvesting, hunting, and gathering all followed the natural cycles of the year. Yet, even in these rudimentary settlements, we see the genesis of community, of shared purpose. People began to work together, pooling their resources and efforts. Over time, these settlements grew, families expanded, and new generations were born. New generations brought new ideas. They learned from their elders, but also introduced innovations of their own. The need for cooperation became increasingly important. Tasks that were once done alone were now done together, making them easier and more efficient. Defense against wild animals and rival groups became a shared responsibility. They built barriers and worked together to protect their homes. Simple structures evolved into larger dwellings. Communal spaces began to emerge. These spaces became the heart of the village, where people gathered to share news and resources. The concept of a village, a place of belonging and shared identity, was taking root. People began to see themselves as part of a larger community. These early villages, though rudimentary by today's standards, represented a pivotal step in human social evolution. They were the first places where people settled down and built lives together. They marked a departure from a nomadic existence towards a more settled way of life. This shift allowed for the development of new skills and technologies. They laid the foundation for the development of more complex social structures, specialized skills, and ultimately the rise of civilizations. People began to specialize in different tasks, leading to greater efficiency and innovation. These were the first tentative steps on a journey that would lead to the sprawling metropolises we see today. The small villages grew into towns, and towns into cities. The journey from village to city was about to begin. It was a journey that would transform human society forever, leading to the complex, interconnected world we live in today. Centuries passed, villages transformed. Small agrarian communities began to grow and evolve, driven by the need for security and the opportunities that trade presented. The once simple and scattered settlements started to coalesce into more structured and organized towns. Walls began to appear, offering protection and defining boundaries. These walls were not just physical barriers, but also symbols of the town's strength and independence. They marked the transition from rural to urban life, providing a sense of safety and community. These fortified towns, a hallmark of the medieval period, were a testament to the growing importance of trade and commerce. The walls enclosed a world where economic activity thrived, and the market square became the heart of the town, bustling with energy and life. Within these walls, a new order emerged. The town was a microcosm of medieval society with its own rules, governance, and social hierarchy. Guilds formed, bringing together craftsmen and merchants who regulated trade and maintained quality standards. The narrow, winding streets bustled with merchants and artisans. Each street often specialized in a particular trade, creating a vibrant tapestry of sounds, smells, and sights. The market was a place where people from all walks of life came together, exchanging not just goods, but also news and ideas. Markets overflowed with goods from distant lands. Spices, silks, and other exotic items found their way into these towns, brought by traders who traveled long and perilous routes. The variety of goods available was a testament to the interconnectedness of the medieval world. The clanging of blacksmiths' hammers mixed with the chatter of traders, creating a vibrant symphony of urban life. The blacksmiths, bakers, weavers, and other artisans were the backbone of the town's economy, each contributing their skills to the community. The medieval town was a place of intense activity, a melting pot of cultures and ideas. People from different regions and backgrounds mingled, bringing with them diverse traditions and knowledge. This cultural exchange enriched the town's social fabric. Religion, too, played a central role in shaping these towns. The church was not just a place of worship, but also a center for education and social services. It provided a moral compass and a sense of community, guiding the lives of the townspeople. Imposing cathedrals and churches, often the tallest and most elaborate structures, dominated the skylines. These buildings were architectural marvels, showcasing the skill and devotion of the builders. They were visible from miles away, serving as beacons of faith and power. They served as spiritual centers, gathering places, and a testament to the power of faith. The church was a place where people came together to celebrate, mourn, and seek solace. It played a crucial role in the social and cultural life of the town. The architecture of these religious buildings, with their soaring arches and intricate details, reflected the beliefs and aspirations of the time. Every stone and carving told a story, embodying the spiritual and artistic achievements of the medieval period. But life within these walled cities wasn't without its challenges. The narrow streets and dense population made the towns prone to overcrowding. Sanitation was a constant issue, with waste often disposed of in the streets, leading to health hazards. Overcrowding, sanitation, and the constant threat of fire were ever-present dangers. The wooden structures and open flames used for cooking and heating made fires a frequent and devastating occurrence. Towns had to develop systems for fire prevention and control, yet the allure of opportunity and the excitement of urban life continued to draw people in. The promise of better economic prospects, social mobility, and a vibrant community life outweighed the risks. People flocked to the towns, seeking a better future. The medieval town, with its vibrant mix of trade, religion, and social interaction, laid the groundwork for the urban revolution that was to come. These towns were the precursors to the modern cities we know today, shaping the course of history with their dynamic and complex societies. The 18th century ushered in an era of unprecedented change, the Industrial Revolution. This period marked a significant turning point in history, transforming economies, societies, and the very fabric of daily life. The shift from agrarian economies to industrial powerhouses was nothing short of revolutionary. With it came a new type of city, the industrial city. These cities were characterized by their rapid growth and the central role of factories and industrial enterprises. They became the heart of economic activity, drawing people from far and wide. Factories powered by coal and steam sprang up, their towering chimneys casting long shadows across the urban landscape. These factories were the engines of the new economy, churning out goods at an unprecedented rate. The sight of smoke billowing from chimneys became synonymous with progress and industrial might. The countryside emptied as people flocked to cities in search of work. This migration was driven by the promise of steady employment and the allure of a better life. Entire families uprooted themselves, leaving behind rural traditions for the bustling, often chaotic life of the city. This mass migration led to an explosion in urban populations. Cities that were once small and manageable swelled to accommodate the influx of new residents. The streets teemed with people, and the demand for goods and services skyrocketed. Cities swelled in size, pushing the limits of their medieval boundaries. The expansion was rapid and often unplanned, leading to a patchwork of old and new structures. The urban landscape was in a constant state of flux, reflecting the dynamic nature of industrial growth. The demand for housing outstripped supply, leading to cramped, often unsanitary living conditions for many. Overcrowding became a serious issue, with multiple families often sharing a single room. Sanitation facilities were inadequate, leading to the spread of diseases. The industrial city was a city of stark contrasts. On one hand, there was immense wealth generated by industrialists and entrepreneurs. On the other, there was abject poverty experienced by the working class. This dichotomy was visible in every aspect of urban life. Wealth and poverty existed side by side. The affluent lived in grand houses with all the modern conveniences of the time, while the poor struggled to make ends meet in dilapidated tenements. This proximity highlighted the inequalities that were an inherent part of industrial society. Grand avenues lined with elegant buildings stood in stark contrast to the slums, where factory workers struggled to survive. The disparity was glaring, with opulence and squalor existing within mere blocks of each other. This juxtaposition was a constant reminder of the social divide. The air, thick with coal smoke, bore witness to the relentless pace of industrial production. Pollution became a significant issue, affecting the health and quality of life of urban residents. The once clear skies were now perpetually grey, a testament to the environmental cost of progress. Yet, amidst the challenges, a new urban dynamism emerged. The industrial city was a hub of activity, innovation, and cultural exchange. Markets thrived, new businesses sprang up, and a sense of possibility permeated the air. The city was alive with the energy of transformation. The Industrial Revolution brought about innovations in transportation, communication, and construction. Railways, telegraphs, and new building techniques revolutionized the way people lived and worked. These advancements connected cities and facilitated the rapid exchange of ideas and goods. Railways connected cities, facilitating the movement of goods and people. This connectivity was crucial for the growth of industrial economies, allowing for the efficient distribution of raw materials and finished products. It also enabled people to travel more freely, expanding their horizons. New building materials like iron and glass allowed for larger and more elaborate structures. These materials enabled architects to design buildings that were not only functional but also aesthetically pleasing. The skyline of the industrial city was transformed by these innovations. The industrial city, for all its flaws, was a crucible of innovation, shaping the world we live in today. It was a place where ideas were born, tested, and implemented on a grand scale. The legacy of the industrial city is evident in the modern urban landscapes we inhabit, a testament to the enduring impact of this transformative period in history. The 20th century witnessed a technological boom. This era gave birth to the skyscraper. Steel and glass soared skyward, transforming city skylines. The modern city, a testament to human ambition and engineering prowess, was born. The rise of the automobile brought about another significant change. Streets, once shared by pedestrians, horses, and carriages, were now dominated by cars. Highways crisscrossed urban landscapes, connecting sprawling suburbs to city centers. The modern city became a network of interconnected systems, constantly evolving to accommodate the needs of its inhabitants. This era also saw a growing awareness of the importance of urban planning. Parks and green spaces were incorporated into city designs, offering respite from the concrete jungle. Public transportation systems such as subways and trams were developed to alleviate traffic congestion and connect people to different parts of the city. The modern city, a product of its time, faced new challenges: pollution, social inequality, and the need for sustainable solutions. As we move further into the 21st century, the question remains, how will we adapt and evolve our cities to meet the needs of a changing world? Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content.